the beautiful Harbor View Complex here in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, it's the U.S. Olympic Beach Volleyball Trials. Hi again, everybody, and welcome. Along with Paul Sunderland, I'm Chris Marlowe. This is arguably the most important tournament in beach volleyball history. And interestingly, Paul, it has nothing to do with money.
Well, it doesn't, and beach volleyball is synonymous with money over the last decade, certainly, but not here at the Olympic trials. It's about pride. It's about pursuing an Olympic dream that virtually all of these athletes had given up on until very recently, when beach volleyball became part of the Olympic program and their dreams were rekindled, and now they have a chance to get in and go to Atlanta.
As you may or may not know, Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes have already lost once in this double elimination tournament. However, you will see them in our Sunday show, and that's, of course, tomorrow. Our matchup today for the Olympic berth: Mike Dodd, Mike Whitmarsh, Randy Stoklos, Adam Johnson. How do you see it?
Well, it's a complete contrast in styles and personalities. First of all, you have Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos, who played together in '94 and part of '95 and then had a very acrimonious split. They've gotten back together out of necessity to pursue the Olympic Games in Atlanta, whereas Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh have had a wonderful run over the last 3 or 4 years, and they've been playing great volleyball here. Although they struggled a little bit in the early rounds, they crushed Kiraly and Steffes yesterday, and they have the best chemistry in the world of beach volleyball, particularly in this tournament. You have to wonder if Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos can survive if they get a lot of pressure put on them late in this match.
Individually, Mike Dodd is the oldest player here at the U.S. Olympic Trials, 6'4", 190, lives and trains in Manhattan Beach, California. His partner, Mike Whitmarsh, the most intimidating blocker on the beach, 6'7". He's now 34 years old, also lives in San Diego. Meanwhile, on the other side of the net,
Mr. Mike Whitmarsh.
As Whitmarsh comes out. Now, Adam Johnson, 31 years old, 6'3", 190. His biggest weapon is his jump serve. He lives and trains in Laguna Beach, California. And his partner, one of the legendary figures in pro beach volleyball, Randy Stoklos, out of UCLA in Pacific Palisades, California. And just moments ago, Paul, Randy Stoklos stepped on a ball accidentally, and he injured his ankle.
Players going through warm-ups. Incredible intensity out on the court right now, and Stoklos comes down on a volleyball. And I'm standing up on our broadcast spot, and I saw it happen out of the corner of my eye. I thought I heard his ankle snap. And he went down very hard, tried to walk it off, but he is obviously limping right now as he comes out to warm up. And incredible that this sort of thing would happen minutes before he was to take a chance to go on to the Olympic Games.
So it will be very interesting to see how that injury affects Randy Stoklos. Big, strong, and powerful. As Adam Johnson comes out.
Stoklos could have taken a 5-minute medical timeout before this match and gotten his ankle taped. It's now going down officially as an ankle twist, but I'll tell you, he went down in a heap and looked like he was in a lot of trouble. And I think he's decided, look, I was warm. I'm better off just pushing through this and not sitting, letting it get stiff, and taping the thing up.
The weather is good. It's hot. Temperature in the mid-80s. The wind is light, at least on the court at the moment, but you can see the flags flapping up high. So how much wind is down below, we shall see, according to the servers. Dodd and Whitmarsh will start, we think, on the good side. And Stoklos and Johnson on the far side. So here we go. 1 game to 15. Winner goes to Atlanta, and the loser drops back down and faces the possibility of playing against Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes for the 3rd Olympic berth, and that would be tomorrow. So here's Adam Johnson serving first. Into the net.
Couple of keys to start. Certainly the physical well-being of Randy Stoklos. He's got to be a force at the net blocking. Johnson and Stoklos have got to score a lot of points with their jump serving, and if Whitmarsh blocks like he did yesterday against Kiraly in particular, I think they've got a big advantage.
Johnson rejected.
Right off the bat, 6'7" Mike Whitmarsh. This is a very hard-packed Coliseum, and he is skying out of this sand. He just dominated yesterday at the net and gets off to a fabulous start right away. And going to Johnson, I'm surprised at that. Oh, look at that.
Whitmarsh again, and it's 2-0.
Whitmarsh is blocking like he did a couple of years ago when he and Mike Dodd had such a fabulous season and backed it up with another one last year.
Johnson and Stoklos definitely taking their time here. Perhaps they expected Stoklos to get the early serves. It hasn't worked out that way. Dodd. He'll try Stoklos. And Stoklos creams it, but it's out of bounds. Make it 3-0.
Couldn't hope for a better start if you're Mike Dodd or Mike Whitmarsh. And I talked to Mike Dodd before the match, and I said, who are you going to start on? Where are you going to go? He says, we're just going to field them out. And so far, the touchy-feely process has been pretty good for them, up 3-0.
Dodd and Whitmarsh on the left side of your screen. Stoklos and Johnson on the right side. Stoklos rejected again, and Whitmarsh has 3 stuff blocks, and Stoklos did not get out of the sand on that one.
Showed pretty good elevation the play before, but mistimes this. The ankle probably bothering him. No lift off at all when he went to plant to get out of the sand.
4-0 Dodd Whitmarsh early. And the ball flying out of bounds. Well, definitely the side that Dodd and Whitmarsh are on is the good side. So points at a premium on the bad side for Stoklos and Johnson.
Stoklos will not be able to jump serve as effectively now that he's got that injured ankle and just lobs this one in play.
Here comes Whitmarsh, dug up, but out of the reach. And the ball back to Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh. Dodd and Whitmarsh have won 12 times on the AVP Tour. Whitmarsh has 13 wins altogether. He won his first in 1992 in New Orleans with Brent Frohoff. But most of the time he's played with Dodd. His success has come with Dodd. Stoklos with heat, and the score remains 4-0 Dodd Whitmarsh.
Good swing by Randy Stoklos, and if you're going to work on Stoklos and take advantage of the injured ankle, you got to move him around. Don't serve the ball right in his body line. Make him move left to right and make some adjustments.
Johnson serving. And Whitmarsh going right over the top and down.
See Mike Dodd taking so much altitude off of that pass, spinning pass from Mike Whitmarsh. That ball is just set very, very low. It allows Whitmarsh just to stay in his rhythm and in his pace after he passed the ball. Just go right up and bang it off Stoklos.
Good, fine. Straight up here, middle.
Stoklos, bad set. And Dodd with a dig. A chance to go to 5 right here.
Another bad set. But Dodd gets lucky with it. It's been that kind of start for them.
So Dodd and Whitmarsh out very quickly. They start on the good side, and they get 5 quick points. We're coming back to the U.S. Olympic Beach Volleyball trials. Dodd and Whit humming early. And Paul Sunderland with you from the Harbor View Complex. The big story right now, Randy Stoklos. He landed on a ball during warm-ups, injured his ankle. Did not get it wrapped, did not take an injury timeout, but it has been affecting him. And his team right now struggling, down 5-0. Stoklos up high, going to the good side. How much will that help Stoklos and Johnson?
Well, normally it would help a great deal because they both possess very dangerous jump serves, but Stoklos is really bothered right now, not getting great liftoff. You can see they're downwind, serving into it as hard as they can. They must find a way to overcome this injury.
Johnson has it up, chance for a point. AJ, no. Whitmarsh shovels it back over. Save a point. And over the top and down.
All of us have had sprained ankles. It just goes with the territory. But psychologically, this one is so impossible because it came just moments before the beginning of this match. And at the end, you see Stoklos just can't make the play. But they got to get through it mentally right now. Randy looks like he can get pretty good liftoff.
Whitmarsh serves Randy Stoklos. And Stoklos is stuffed.
We're seeing Whitmarsh with fresh legs. Because of the 5-day format here at the Olympic trials, we're not seeing Mike Whitmarsh at the end of a Sunday when he's played 3 or 4 or 5 games in the heat. This is 1 game a day format as long as you stay in a winner's situation, and he's just dominating.
Dodd is the digger on his team, wearing number 2. Mike Whitmarsh, the big stuff blocker, 4 blocks already. How do you decide which guy on your team wears number 1 or number 2? How would you do it?
Well, bank account I would do it on. So, and these 4 guys, it's all pretty close. We'd have to figure that one out.
AJ serving, and he spins one out of bounds. Second service error for Adam Johnson, and now Mike Dodd will go back to serve. Said about his age, being 38 years old, I don't travel as well, I don't pop up as fast on defense, and I have a lot of little aches and pains. But he's playing well so far today. Johnson, Dodd with a dig, it's gone, out of bounds. Good heat by Adam Johnson. And now Randy Stoklos will serve it up. 6-0 is our score. Stoklos and Johnson trail.
And Stoklos not limping as noticeably now as he goes back to serve, trying to keep that ankle loose. That serve had good heat on it.
Dodd, and Dodd punches it down the line. In FIVB volleyball competition, there is a little looser interpretation of the setting rules. They do not call spin. They do call a carry. They do call a double contact. But if there's spin involved, that is not called.
What you're going to see is players set the ball with a lot more with their hands. That one's obviously dead perfect. And you're going to see very few violations called when players do set the ball with their hands, really bringing setting back into the game.
So Adam Johnson, who grew up in Laguna Beach, California, said he first started thinking about the Olympics his second year at USC. By his fourth year, he was the 1986 NCAA Player of the Year. And now with a chance to go to Atlanta. Whitmarsh. Johnson can't get there. So far, Whitmarsh and Dodd have been perfect. They lead this match 6-0.
Talking about Adam Johnson's pursuit of the Olympics, that was indoors. And all of these players, for one reason or another, disdained the indoor game and gave up on the Olympic Games to go out on the beach. And then some years later, now the beach represented itself and their dreams were launched all over again. And certainly for Randy Stoklos, Adam Johnson, and Mike Dodd even spoke of having some Olympic dreams as a fantastic basketball player some years ago.
So Johnson and Stoklos, after a shaky start, trying to settle down here. AJ taking his time, which a good player should do, trying to drag it out. No clock involved today. We're playing to 15. Stoklos over. Oh, Dodd had the dig for a moment. Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh have jumped on Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos and lead here 6-0. In case you just joined us, the big story has been Randy Stoklos. He stepped on a ball in warm-ups and sprained his ankle, and he's trying to cut it out. But Whitmarsh has blocked now 5 balls, and the score is indicative of the domination, 6-0.
Easy point-scoring opportunity for Stoklos there on the overpass from the good serve, but just could not get the necessary lift to get it past Mike Whitmarsh. Not sure the Sky Shuttles, the Space Shuttles got the necessary lift today.
Stoklos getting lift that time. Randy Stoklos never played football or basketball growing up. He was born to be a volleyball player. The prototype, 6'4", 215 pounds of muscle and poundage. And one of the great players in American history. His former partner, St. John Smith, has already qualified for the Olympic Games, qualifying with Carl Henkel via the international circuit. Stoklos with the block. Just a mention of his former partner, St. John Smith, got him mad and got him up high.
He heard you, and that'll get him going. Getting over, pressing into the cross-court angle. Stoklos does not have the lift that he normally would. Has to make an adjustment, has to be better with his hands and better with his movement.
Johnson. Yeah. Trying to work on Dodd. Oh, it's Stoklos is jumping now, folks. Make it 6-2.
Might have taken a while to forget the shell shock of having that injury and get the ankle loosened up once again after the injury in warm-ups. Stoklos getting up and over twice in a row against Mike Dodd. You got to go right back to him if you're Adam Johnson. Go right back to Dodd.
Johnson, Stoklos down by 4 now. And Johnson spins it into the net.
Got to keep that one in. I know that AJ wants to serve really tough with his third miss there. But you've got to find a way to keep that ball on Mike Dodd after he's been stuffed twice in a row.
6-2. Dodd and Whit by 4. Easy serve. And Stoklos hits it high off Whitmarsh. The last 4 plays, Stoklos has looked good. He hit one ball straight down right over Whitmarsh, a couple of blocks, and that put away. See if Stokey gets liftoff on his serve. Trailing by 4.
Just so-so, in my opinion. We've watched him play for over a decade and not jumping the way he would like to. Of course, under perfect conditions with the sprained ankle, and you could have heard it pop up here from our broadcast position during warm-ups, not jumping the way he normally would.
Adam Johnson, whacks. Adam Johnson's regular partner, Jose Loyola, on the AVP circuit, had to make the switch to Stoklos, and he's getting some nice sets, isn't he?
Boy, that's good setting, of course, from Randy Stoklos. This team played together for all of '94 and part of '95, and the split was not very friendly. They were not having the success that they wanted, and Adam Johnson dropped Randy Stoklos, and they've gotten back together out of necessity because they both right now play with Brazilian partners.
First referee Will Creech making that call. A little net tick, a micro tick, and now Johnson, who is a very deliberate player,
will take as much time as possible. It's very, very hot here today in Baltimore, and the officials, it's their responsibility to keep the game going, and if they're not going to push him, he's going to take everything he can get time-wise.
Stoklos looping it out of bounds. Point Whitmarsh and Dodd. That runs the score to 7-2. Dodd Whit now by 5. Randy Stoklos, 7 kills, but he also has 5 hitting errors. Those have been the blocks and the hits out. Whitmarsh chugging. He's got it up.
I thought it hit the brim of his hat. I think they missed a double hit.
Tight. Stoklos blocked by Dodd. The exact same play they made in the semifinals against Karch Karai and Kent Steffes to seal the deal. Dodd and Whitmarsh up 8-2.
Whitmarsh with fresh legs. Looks like a young Carl Lewis sprinting after this ball. Look at that. Chugga. Don't get a chance to see it there. I thought a double hit should have been called off Mike Whitmarsh's head. Dodd comes in to block. Stokey with the injury. Watch Mike Whitmarsh's hat. I thought it hit the brim of his hat. Should have been a double contact right there. Goes uncalled. Dodd with the stuff, and they're dominating right now.
Timeout. Dodd and Whitmarsh in command here in Baltimore. Welcome back to the U.S. Olympic Beach Volleyball Trials here in Baltimore, Maryland. When we left you, Dodd and Whitmarsh were up 8-2. We now move ahead in the match with the mics still in control. Dodd and Whitmarsh leading 12-5, just 3 points away from an Olympic berth. Of course, the story today has been Randy Stoklos. Interestingly, one of beach volleyball's all-time winningest players. But in the last couple of years, he struggled a bit with his focus.
Went through a couple of seasons bouncing from one partner to another. Tell you more about that after this play. Misserved again by Adam Johnson. Went with Brian Lewis after he and St. John Smith split. They won 115 tournaments together, and then with Adam Johnson. Was not focused, got married, has a beautiful little girl. His perspective of life changed a little bit, but he's rededicated himself with the hopes of getting to the Olympic Games. He's hired a trainer. He's working out like never before, and was playing fabulous volleyball throughout the course of the last month on the AVP Tour. Everybody's saying, hey, Stoklos looking better than he has in years. And again, to have this sprained ankle happen the way it did. It didn't even happen in competition. It happened during warm-ups, a freak accident landing on a ball.
Our score is 12-5. Stoklos and Johnson trying to make a comeback. Dodd and Whitmarsh have been perfect so far. Stoklos, turn around. Wow, Whitmarsh! Now Stoklos needs to put this one down. If there's hope, Stokey will put it away. Yes.
They've converted their last 2-point scoring opportunities. Stoklos and Johnson making a move. They need to hang in just a little bit. This is the beginning of the play. Got to come by Stoklos. Pretty good play, but look at the fabulous stretch out by Mike Whitmarsh. Again, you can go on your opponent's side as long as there's no contact, no interference there. And then the second conversion successfully done by Stoklos and Johnson.
Now, Whitmarsh is under the net, sprawled out, not making contact. If someone jumps on him right there, I don't think that's Whitmarsh's fault. That's the other guy's fault.
That's an NBA flop.
Referring
trying
back
to draw
to the other
call.
play. Yeah.
You were still wrong about the other one, no matter how long ago it happened.
I'm just reminding you that that was correct.
Everybody here in the booth, was he wrong? Was he wrong? Yes.
Let me say...
You're outvoted 7-0. What more do you want?
Let me say one more thing. Nobody here in the booth besides you and me knows anything about volleyball. Just rely on me. All right. Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh are leading 12-6. They're 3 points away from Atlanta. Remember, the loser in this match still has a chance, but they would be up against it. They would have to play, we believe, Karch Karai and his partner, Kent Steffes. Karai and Steffes will be matched against Briseño and Williams, and we think that's a foregone conclusion that they will beat Briseño and Williams.
Karai and Steffes will move on, and once again, Adam Johnson And Randy Stoklos disdaining any shots, hitting the ball as hard as they can at Whitmarsh and Dodd. Dodd was there on that one.
Pretty good serve right down the middle. Boy, Dodd's setting Whitmarsh perfectly. Great dig by Johnson. Well, Stokey should have taken that with his hands.
Yeah.
AJ, pokey, Dodd. Still going. Johnson, not yet.
Got to set it off the net. That's right. Set the ball back.
Dodd digs it again. Oh my gosh, it's over the net and Whitmarsh. Wait a second. Was that open hand? No.
Stoklos is in the net at the end of this play, but I'm not sure what Adam Johnson was trying to do. A very long rally, and at the end of it, tries to get the ball on 2 to Stoklos. This is the rally of the match, no doubt about that. There was the first mistake. The ball set too close. And then it gets really confusing here. Easy looking play. Ball set off the net. AJ's got to find a way to put that ball away. Now look, AJ shanks the pass. I think he's going to Stokey on 1 and just missed the pass altogether.
And Johnson going to take timeout. So the missed pass right over the net. And the score remains 12-6. Dodd and Whitmarsh with a 6-point lead here at the U.S. Olympic Beach Volleyball Trials. An exhausting rally. Even the announcers need a break. We'll come back. More from Baltimore right after this. Baltimore, Maryland, the site of the U.S. Olympic Beach Volleyball Trials. We're back at Baltimore Beach. A reminder, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, Game 3. NBA Showtime gets it started. Don't forget Sean Kemp. And the Sonics will host Michael Jordan and the Bulls this time. Of course, the Bulls up 2-0. Game 3 of the NBA Finals tomorrow night, 7 Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, here on NBC. The fans in Seattle will be revved up. Here's Randy Stoklos, and here is Mike Dodd, digging lips. And he puts it away.
13-6.
Dodd and Whitmarsh closing in now. They're 2 points away from Atlanta, leading 13-6.
And once again, you cannot beat Dodd by just drilling heat at him time and time again. He's a fast ball pitcher. You just throw it at him, and he's going to pop that up, and they'll score points on him.
Stoklos and Johnson up there. Another one. Can he put it away? They joust. Still alive. No. Wow, Murphy's Law has taken over on the side of Johnson and Stoklos.
Stoklos not healthy, but we got to give a lot of credit here to Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh. They crushed Curie and Steffes yesterday and come out and take advantage. They played great volleyball.
1 point away from Atlanta when we come back. Our Dodd and Whitmarsh. Welcome back to the U.S. Olympic Beach Volleyball Trials. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland. Dodd and Whitmarsh have played a perfect match. Johnson and Stoklos have struggled. Stoklos stepped on a ball prior to the match. It's affected his play. Now Dodd serving to go to Atlanta for the first time. The second U.S. Olympic berth. Oh, and Stoklos. That looked like a young Paul Sunderland at work.
That was thunder. That was a fabulous hit. Dodd and Whitmarsh 1 point away from getting to Atlanta, but they've saved their best volleyball the '96 season for the Olympic trials because they had struggled early on. Only 1 victory and 2 final appearances to their credit. There was even some rumor that they might split up.
Stoklos getting an easy one. That makes it 14-7. It's been all Dodd and Whitmarsh. They jumped out 6-0. They extended their lead to 12-4. Stoklos and Johnson, a little sign of life. They got to 12-6. Then Dodd and Whitmarsh with a good defensive play, making it 13-6, 14-6, and now 14-7. So Dodd and Whitmarsh have played, wow, the 2 most impressive games I've seen in a long time, destroying Curie and Steffes 15-8. And that's destruction when you beat the best volleyball team on the beach, and I think everybody thinks Curie and Steffes are. Now Dodd and Whitmarsh, match point number 2. And they're going to Atlanta.
With a block point in the match. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen, out there. You've just witnessed the first ever men's team to qualify for Team USA.
How about 38-year-old Mike Dodd, the oldest player on the beach? Make your plane reservations.
Got no papi. Oh, got no papi.
Mike Dodd has done everything in the sport of beach volleyball. Never thought they would have a chance to do it in the Olympic Games, and now he's going.
One final look at match point. Mike Whitmarsh at the net, sealing the deal with his 6th stuff block. Interestingly, earlier in the week, Mike Dodd, Mike Whitmarsh, 1 point away from elimination. Today, they earn their Olympic berth. Let's go down to Randy Rosenblum.
The Mighty Mikes flexed their muscles, and Mike Whitmarsh, early in this match, your blocking set the tone.
Yeah, I was kind of in the zone out there. I felt good. Mike gave me some tips a couple weeks ago, and I was just trying to get up and over the net and take away some angles, and Mike came up with a couple big plays at the end of the game that really sewed it up for us.
How did the Stoklos injury early to the ankle affect your strategy?
I don't think it was that bad. I think Randy played well. He was jumping high and hitting hard. I don't think that really had an effect on the game. Mike
Dodd, congratulations, 38 years of age. It's tough to get to Atlanta, and you're there.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. Like I said, this is something I never thought would happen. It's something I really put behind me a long time ago, and now to turn full circle and be in Atlanta, it's going to be something that probably hits me a lot harder in a little while.
You're noted for your defense, and you put on quite a digging display.
Thanks. It's quite easy to put on a digging display when you have a blocking display, getting your first 10 points of the match, I think. So Mike was right. I made a couple of big digs at the end when we were both getting a little tired and really pushed us over the hump. And it's a team game, and we win together, we lose together, and today's one of our brighter days.
A formidable team going to the Olympics. Back to you, Chris.
Well, despite what Mike Whitmarsh said, the play that may have decided an Olympic berth came before the match ever started. Randy Stoklos, while warming up, landed on a ball, a freak accident, and injured his ankle. Let's go now to the medical tent where Paul Sunderland is with a disconsolate Randy Stoklos.
Obviously, it's a very tough time for me right now. And when something like that happens, I think before a match, you just try to, play through it. You're warmed up, adrenaline's going, and I just tried to play right through it. It's pretty difficult because I've put so much time and energy, and for the specific moment. And for me, it's just tough, I wish I could have, kind of been 100% out there. And I don't want to take anything away from Mike and Mike. They played great. And congratulations to them, but this is a tough time right now.
The right ankle and a very difficult day for Randy Stoklos. All right, next up, the latest in sports this afternoon from our Prudential Update studio. That's coming up after these messages.